Alright, y'all. I know the titties is out, but just try to stay focused, okay? Hello, booktubing world. It is I, Capri Nicole, and I'm back with another video. So, hold on. Let me fix this light a little bit. Is that better? Because it was like in my eyeball. I don't know. I guess I'll just leave it like that. Okay, so we're gonna be kicking off Melanin Book Magic with a discussion video. I think I have 3 discussion videos planned, so you might see this outfit twice. I think I'm gonna film 2 discussion videos in one day. If you guys don't know what Melanin Book Magic is, Melanin Book Magic is a month-long series that I do during Black History Month, where all of my content is predominantly focused on Black creators, Black books, Black businesses, just everything Black. Outside of Black History Month, I still support Black creators, Black books, and Black people in general. So, you know, it's not performative. It's never been performative for me, but you know, yeah, that's what Melanin Book Magic is, because I know we have a lot of new islanders. So wave to the left and wave to the right, say hello to your cousins, welcome them in. But during Melanin Book Magic, I do like book hauls, I go to coffee shops, I go to Black bookstores, all kind of stuff. And I also have conversations that are in the book community that are predominantly focused towards like Black books or Black creators or whatever, like whatever the drama or the that's going on right now usually is. If you want to see like any of my previous videos, they are in my video backlist. Like just look for the month of February. If you want to see like the old ones, then like feel free to go back and check those out. But today we're gonna be talking about something that has had, child, I had to write notes because yeah, this one has had the book community in like such a frenzy. It's basically, so right now in the book community, Tomi Adeyemi recently got her book adapted.
Your Mama Akba, your King Saran, your Queen Nahanda, your Admiral Kaya, the Khan, the Centauro, and Zaylee's mama, your Prince Anan, your Princess Amari, your brother Zayn, and your fearless Zaylee. See you in IMAX and theaters!
So the thing that we're going to be talking about mainly in this video is Amandla Stenberg. I think that's how you say her last name. She got casted as Amari, and baby, the Black book community has had their hunches in her ass since she was casted. Like, people have been tearing this girl apart. But there's also been other conversations aside from her casting that I want to talk about. I just want to talk about Children of Blood and Bone casting and everything in general, and all of the conversations that I've seen within the book community as far as like this adaptation is concerned. So it's not just going to be about her, but that's going to be the main topic of this video. So feel free to leave your, you know, opinions or comments in the description, in the comment section below. Keep it cute, don't be disrespectful, please don't be rude to each other. I never had a problem with any of the islanders being rude to each other, maybe like once or twice, but for the most part, the discussion videos that we have is really just to hear other people's opinions. If someone has a different opinion from you, guess what? It's an opinion. That's the crazy part about opinions. Everyone has a different one. So if someone has a different opinion from you, it does not open the door for you to start an argument with them. Like, literally just let them have that opinion and just go about your day. Look for people that also have a similar opinion to you or have something similar to say, and maybe have a conversation with them. But like I said, keep it cute in the comments. I would love to see your opinions on like all the topics that I bring up today as far as like this is concerned. But yeah, let's get into it. So if you're new to the book community or you really don't know what's going on, Children of Blood and Bone was like really huge for the book community. This book came out years ago, and it came out during a time where we were not seeing Black faces on books, and we damn sure was not seeing an all Black cast in a book, like, at all. So you know, Children of Blood and Bone came out around the time that I first, I was kind of already into the book community, but it was one of the first series that I was like obsessed with. It was just like one of those OG just one of those OG books for me, and it was like my first time doing a cosplay. Like, I just really was obsessed with the series. I've read the first book 3 times, the second book twice, and the third book once, and never again. We ain't gonna talk about her, but anyway, this book series came out during a time where, like I said, there were not black faces on covers whatsoever. I feel like in 2025 we've seen a lot of like indie authors really represent and show up and show out with these book covers, and I feel like in general you can go into the bookstore and you just see more diversity on covers. It was not like that back in the day. Like, it damn sure was not like that. So this series was like really huge. Tomi Adeyemi, it took her a while to get this book published. She got told no like 63 times, and she just kept trying. So like, for her, this is like a really huge project. It was her first project, and you know, being an aspire hardworking author and getting your work and your ideas traditionally published, and for it to do so well, was like really huge to me. Aside from that, the world was absolutely beautiful, the writing was phenomenal, and I just really I still appreciate the first book to this day. Like, that book really did eat down. Like, it obviously, all books have flaws, but it really just was so well crafted, and I really appreciate that series. Let's see. Now let's talk about the topic at hand. Okay, so I've seen a few conversations being had in the book community. The main one right now is Amandla being casted for Amari. I've also seen people complaining about there not being enough Nigerian actors and actresses. I've also seen people that are African complain and say they don't want to see no more African Americans with no African accents, because we can't do it. So it's been a lot of conversation, and I've also seen people complaining about the cast being too top heavy. Like, it's just too many big names. We got Viola Davis, we got Idris Elba, I'm pretty sure her is in it. Like, all of these huge actors and actresses, people are complaining and saying it's just too many well-known top heavy actors and actresses. So those are all the issues. With the discussion videos, I feel like it's really just an open conversation. There's certain things, as far as like, there's certain things that I say that I stand on business and I don't fault on. Like, it's not, my opinion's not changing. But for certain things, it's like I can see and understand both sides, and my stance is usually like straddled. For certain conversations, especially the discussion videos that we have, most of the time my opinion is straddled, and it does not change with this. Like, I feel like with this conversation, as far as Amandla is concerned, I feel like my opinion is straddled. From the jump, like, for me, as soon as I saw that she was getting her book series adapted, obviously I felt incredibly happy for her and excited for what she was going to bring forward. I also assumed, or I was under the impression, I'm not going to say assume because she actually said this, I was under the impression that we would be seeing fresh faces, like there would be predominantly Nigerian actors and actresses. I was thinking that the cast was going to be more like newer actors and actresses and stuff like that. That's what I was excited for, because I'm like, okay, we get some new faces. So when I saw the cast, I was just like, damn, like, it is top heavy. I will say it is a lot of big names in it, but like, the director for this is a female director who directed Woman King, which was a phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. So I know that she's going to deliver as far as the story is concerned, but it's also like, I feel like in a way it's like Tomi's dream cast. Like, she was really excited about the people that she has in this adaptation. So I was a little surprised to see like some of these big names, because I was under the impression from things that she previously said, as far as like an open casting call, or like her looking for a lot of Nigerian actors and actresses, that it would be newer faces. I genuinely did not expect it to be like this top heavy. So that for me honestly was a surprise, but I don't see an issue with it, only because like, when you're making a movie, it's about money. Like, everyone loves to just completely forget like the fact that when you see these people's names tied to a specific project, you're going to lean towards that project, or you're going to know that they're going to deliver because they've shown that they're good actors and actresses. Does that mean that other people should not be given the opportunity? Absolutely not. Everyone that is, you know, working in this field or trying to work in this field should be given the opportunity as well. But to make it seem like big names don't bring in big money is crazy as hell. So obviously they're trying to really make this movie big. They're trying to make it like Hunger Games or Black Panther or whatever, in a realm of its own, but they're trying to make it the next big thing. So that being said, I understand the casting, but I still was like a little bit surprised by that, I will say. So as far as Amandla is concerned with being casted, to me, I personally don't see an issue with it. Me personally, my opinion, I don't see an issue with it, but I understand and empathize with other people's opinion with her being casted. However, I will say, I feel like with the book community, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. People are going to complain about everything. Yes, I read the book, so you can't really come in my comments and be like, did you read the book? I read the book. I read it 3 times, actually. I have notes, heavy notes, and as Amandla is not the same complexion as Amari. However, I never fan casted or thought of Amari as being dark skinned. She gave me copper brown skin girl vibes, which is not dark skin. Like, I think in the Black community there is a heavy conversation around colorism, around complexion, around all of these things, where you're either dark skin or you're light skin, but there is an in between. You're dark skin, light skin, brown skin. There's different complexions. So to try to group everything into one color is crazy. And when I read and saw Amari in the book, she was always like a copper tone. And she darker. Is she darker than Amandla? Yes, but she never gave me dark skin. Zeely gave me a dark skin character. Her skin was always described as dark skin. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously people that have copper skin or brown skin, they do get commentary on people around them saying like, oh, you should lighten your skin or whatever. So when people bring up those quotes saying like, oh, of her darker complexion, or her mother was saying that she should lighten her complexion or whatever, you know, that doesn't mean that she's super dark. Amari never gave me super dark. Now if Amandla was casted as Zeely, then I would understand the uproar. But Amandla, to me, is like 2 blinks of a shade lighter than Amari would have been. And I feel like when it comes to Amandla, people don't even want to listen to what this girl is saying. Like, at the end of the day, this is the second role that she's been casted in where people had an issue with it. However, she was casted in the role for The Hate You Give and was already working on the project before the cover of that book even came out. The description of the complexion of that character never gave super dark skin. People are just associating the character with what they see on the cover. However, because she was speaking out so much about the Black community and standing up for Black people in general during this entire time, especially with police brutality being at an all-time high around 2020, she was speaking up. She was using her platform. She was doing something that people always complain and say that they never see celebrities do. They never see them speak up. They never see them whatever. She was using her platform and she was using her voice to speak up for the issues in the Black community in the current age. She was always doing that. So when the author, Angie Thomas, when she saw her speaking up and speaking out about these issues, she was like, oh, I would like her to be casted in the movie. So when it comes to someone being casted and the creator of the story specifically looks for that person or specifically asks for that person, is she not supposed to eat? Because, like, to me, it's like, I understand everyone's issue with her being casted. Like, colorism is, you cannot pretend that colorism is not a thing in the Black community. Like, that's absolutely insane to even say. However, I just feel like people are really bullying this girl and not understanding her whatsoever. Okay, like, they're not even trying to listen to her. And it's not like she's fighting for roles, or she was one of 2 people that were going to get the role and they ended up choosing her. It never gave that. It wasn't like, oh, this girl was casted. It wasn't like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air switch up, auntie switch up situation. Like, it was not like someone was playing a role and then they switched out the character to put her in, or she took a role from someone. If the creator of the book is specifically asking for that actor or that actress to play that role, I don't understand why people are so pissy about it, because they are the ones that created the story. And whenever Tommy would do interviews or any conversation she would have about Amari and like what her dream cast would be, all of the people that she would talk about would be of a lighter complexion. For Amari, she would be talking about Zendaya, she would be talking about Tessa Thomas. She never mentioned that she wanted someone of a darker complexion to play Amari. Like, it never gave that. I can understand reading the book and in your mind you're like, oh, she's of a darker complexion, but to me, Amari was always light brown. She was always copper brown skin. She was never a darker complexion like Zelie. She never gave that. And if the creator of the book is fan casting or thinking about who she wants to play the role, Zendaya is way lighter than Amandla, and so is Tessa Thomas. Like, what the are we talking about? Like, if those are her other two people that she's fan casting for Amari, then it never gave that she wanted someone to play Amari and be a darker complexion. It absolutely never gave that. So I don't get the uproar and the bullying when it comes to her playing this role, because it's just like, y'all are never pleased. Okay, I'm not trying to bash people for speaking up about this, because obviously colorism is a huge issue, especially in the, you know, television, media, whatever. It's a very common thing, especially in the black community in general. We cannot act like it's not. However, bullying this girl is crazy as hell, because one, she's always spoke up about black issues, black politics, and black people. She's always done that. Two, she did not snatch the role from someone else. No one else was up and running for the opportunity. She didn't steal anything from someone. And three, the creator of the book specifically wanted her to play the role. So if someone seeks you out and it's a big project and you want to do it, why the hell not? Another thing, she's turned down roles before because she felt like someone else could step in and do better. And guess what? Everyone had a problem with that too. When she was casted for playing a role in Black Panther and she bowed out and said, you know, this was an opportunity for someone else, people had an issue with that. They said, oh, she's being performative, this is just too much, I don't understand why she's doing this. So what do y'all want? Because the only other thing she could have done would be to bow out of the role and give someone else the opportunity. But she's already done that before, and y'all had an issue with that. So the book community just really, I just think the book community is always pissy about something. And the second that Tommy released her video saying that she was excited and wanted to show us who the cast was, people were just trying to figure out what they were going to complain about. Like I said, they were first saying it was too top heavy. Oh, she was saying that and y'all haven't even seen the full cast. Y'all haven't seen any trailers, any clips, whatever. She just showed you the main cast of people that are going to be in this movie. The main cast. Y'all don't even know. Y'all haven't seen trailers. Y'all haven't seen the other people that are going to be casted in these roles, because there's other roles. So it's just like, as soon as she released it, immediate complaints. Everyone's like, oh, this is too top heavy. Then we had the African black community complaining and saying they're sick of African Americans doing African accents because they can't do it. Then all of a sudden they decided what they were going to complain about, which was going to be Amandla being casted, because she is one person out of like 10 reveals of characters that were shown, and people specifically picked her and started bullying this girl. Like, to me, that's crazy as hell, because like in the end, if she ends up bowing out and they put someone else in, will y'all be happy about that? Like, is she supposed to turn into an actress who, because she's of a lighter complexion, when she gets opportunity, she's supposed to just immediately be like, oh, someone else should do this, and just bow out? Is she not supposed to eat? Like, are y'all gonna contribute to her GoFundMe when her ass is broke because she hasn't been working? If she starts turning into this person where every role and opportunity that she gets, she turns it down, she's not gonna be getting no more opportunities. Nobody's gonna be casting her ass anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's gonna be searching for her. So when it comes to certain projects, that she's getting into, if she's working closely with something because she's passionate about something, she is still black. So it's like, for her to be in The Hate You Give, to me, I was like a little bit surprised by that, only because I was basing it off of the cover too. But you know, when you read the book and when you see that Angie Thompson specifically chose her because she was talking so heavily about these issues in interviews, then you're kind of just like, okay, you know, it's fine. But to kind of paint her as this colonizer that is just showing up to all these black roles and stealing them from other people is crazy. To me, that's crazy as hell, and it's unfair because she's an actress. She has to eat. Like, she has to be in roles. And like I said, when she bowed out of a role, people still had an issue with that. So like, the entire conversation around her being casted is crazy as hell. However, I will say that colorism is still very common in the black community, in the industry, in media. So we're not going to sit here and pretend like that doesn't happen all the time. But I do think it is unfair for everyone to be dogpiling her and making her feel like for taking this role when the rest of the cast is of darker complexions, and there's still other characters that will be casted. You know what I'm saying? I am hoping that we do see some new fresh faces and give other people opportunities, but I do think it's unfair for everyone to be dogpiling this girl and bullying her for getting casted for something. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the creator wanted her to play that role. Like, and if you look at any of the fan art or any of the, whatever, I know people whitewash fan art all the time, but it's just like, it never gave dark skin. Amari never gave dark skin. She gave a copper complexion, brown skin, whatever. Yes, Amandla is still lighter, but she never gave like Zeely. She never gave Zeely. So I don't understand everyone's like uproar about this. I genuinely don't, and I low-key do feel bad for her because I feel like she uses her platform well, she's training hard, she's doing her best, and she's doing her job. Like, her job is to be an actress. So I I don't get it. But let me start because I'm running out of time. Let me start a new clip. So for me personally, I will say, like I said, colorism is something that is very common in the industry in general. Like, like I said before, I'm not knocking anyone that has an issue with colorism. However, I do think it is unfair for her to be getting bullied, okay? Now, as far as the top heavy cast is concerned, I just feel like, you know, if you are given the opportunity to work with amazing actors and actresses and get your movie and your adaptation to be done well and executed and make that money, you're going to take it. Imagine if you wrote a book, you got declined almost 100 times, you finally get it published, traditionally published, and it turns into an adaptation. And someone says you can have Viola Davis and you can have Idris Elba and you can have her and you can have all of these amazing actors and actresses, why the not? Like, why can't Tommy dream big and why can't she have her dream cast? It's important to have other people have the opportunity to be a part of this with some, you know, some fresh faces. I still am hopeful that there are going to be other fresh faces. However, I don't think there's anything wrong with Tommy dreaming big and Tommy picking these huge names if she is given the opportunity to work with these people. What else was everyone complaining about? As far as the African accents, I'm not African, so I can't really speak too much on that, but because I cannot tell if someone's African accent is bad. It's just like, okay, that's an accent. Oh, okay, but I'm not African, so I genuinely cannot speak on that. However, I feel like, and like I said, I am hopeful that more African people get the opportunity to be on the big screen, and we don't have to have a whole bunch of people, you know, doing the accent thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're doing a terrible job. I do hope that more African people from Africa, Nigerian, whatever, get the opportunity to be on the big screen, because I'm sure there are a lot of, you know, actors and actresses that have not been given the opportunity to be in film. And I know they're out there, so hopefully they do get that opportunity. I honestly think that's it. But I do want to say, a lot of times, I will say this, it's gonna ruffle some feathers, but whenever we have a character that is casted, was in a book, okay, and was a white character, and a show is adapted or a movie is adapted and we turn her into a black character, everyone loves to bring up the conversation that this is just fantasy and we need to accept and respect the creator's opinion. So I feel like we need to have that same energy when it comes to this. However, I will say, when someone is casted from white in a book to black on the big screen, it is a completely different conversation, only because black people and people of color are extremely misrepresented in the media, and they do not get the same opportunities. So I do understand the importance of casting and making or changing a character to black, especially if it's a big role, because it gives them the opportunity to have more opportunities. However, I will say, when this happens, we love to bring up that this is a fantasy world, and the author of the book decided to make this, like Percy Jackson, Little Mermaid, all of these things. When it happens, we love to bring up that this is a fantasy world, this is make-believe, this is inspired by blah, 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 whatever. This is what the author wanted. So I feel like with this, we need to have the same energy. All of these crazy complaints, like I brought up 4 different things that people were complaining about the second that this book came out, or the second that this video came out. To me, I was really excited. I sent the video to the Islanders on my Patreon, and I was really excited to talk to them about it. But when I went back and I just saw everyone complaining, grasping at straws, trying to figure out what they were going to complain about, and when they landed on Amandla and really started harping on this girl, it was just crazy to me. But like I said, I brought up 4 different things that people started complaining about as soon as Tomi revealed what her cast was. So I just feel like it's important for us to show up for her, because this is a huge adaptation, and I'm still excited about it despite everyone complaining about everything under the sun. And I also think that when it comes to people in general, you can never please everyone. You can recognize the issues with certain things as far as colorism in the media, colorism in the black community, but you can still respect the decision of a creator, of an author, of a director, and of an actress without bullying and disrespecting them. To make this girl look like she's snatching roles from dark-skinned people is crazy as hell, because it's not like I said before, it's not like she was up and running against someone else. Like, it's not like it was either her or 2 other people, and they ended up giving it to her because she has a bigger name. It was not like that. So I just think it's really unfair for people to be painting her out to be like this, and for her to sit down and I watched her whole video, okay, for her to and Tomi I've been obsessed with. I used to watch all her interviews, everything, so I don't need to go back and look at that. But for her to sit down and explain everything, all of this to people, and people are still in the comments saying, oh, recast immediately, oh, you're gonna do terrible, oh, whatever. It's like, damn, she's coming on here saying how hard she's working for this role and how she's getting her ass beat, and then going on to explain like the issues people are having with her being casted as Amari, and really go into detail and really put the time and effort into explaining this to y'all, and y'all still in the comments talk about some recast immediately, you're gonna do terrible, it should have been so and so, blah blah whatever. That is so unfair, because if she starts turning down all these roles and giving y'all what y'all want, guess what I say before, y'all complained before when she was turning down roles. Is she supposed to be broke? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand what she's supposed to do as far as being an actress and being someone that's of a lighter complexion. I don't see Zendaya turning down roles left and right, and y'all love her ass, and she 15 shades lighter than her. They not the same. Now, listen, please. Like, it's just crazy to me. It really is crazy to me, and I really do hope that we see fresh faces. I do hope that we can have healthy conversations about this entire situation and hear each other out without being disrespectful. But the bullying is crazy. I get so sick of people bullying black creators every chance that they get. I made a video last year talking about how black booktubers and black book creators were getting bullied for reading predominantly white books, or books that are hyped, or being in a specific community of people that read specific types of books. Everyone was complaining about that and bullying people off of platforms. I talked about that. So it's just like, the bullying thing is crazy, because it's just like, to me, how the f do you even have the time? Are you employed? Because how do you have the time to sit and complain and belittle and disrespect people and try to make them into someone they're not? Like that's a whole different conversation, but I had that conversation in that discussion video last year. But it just upsets me when I see people getting bullied for literally doing their job. She's doing her job as an actress and she's showing up and getting these opportunities. Are you doing your job? Are you going to work? Do you have a job? Because I don't feel like some of these people really just complain about everything. Before, when she turned down roles, it was performative. Now she's accepting roles, she's stealing from other black, like, please, it's getting ridiculous. And like I said, we need to keep that same energy we keep when it comes to black people getting casted in white roles from book characters that were originally white, and say, this is a make-believe world, this is fantasy, this is inspired by Nigerian culture, this is inspired by Nigerian folklore. It's not like law, like all of the whole accent thing. Who the hell said that the accent has to be 100% perfect? This is not real. It's not a real thing. Okay, so just respect the creator, respect the people that are a part of this project, and I just feel like we should show up and support her, because I want more book adaptations. I'm so sick of them remaking that did well in theaters, or, you know, hit the box offices hard. I'm sick of them remaking. Okay, I want some new in the media. So I'm going to show up and I'm going to support her, and I'm also going to be hopeful for whoever else is casted. Like I said, keep it cute in the comments. If anyone has anything else to say, I don't think I have anything. I think I covered everything on here. Blah 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 blah. I covered everything that I have to say. I said my opinion, but I also said that I am straddled. I feel like it's let me just clear it again. I think it's unfair for people to be bullying this girl because she's literally just doing her job, and she has used her platform properly as far as black issues are concerned. That's number one. Number two, I feel like no matter what this girl does, y'all are gonna have an issue with it. Okay? Number three, I do recognize that there's colorism in the media and in the industry in general. We're not gonna pretend like that's not a thing. Like, we're not gonna pretend at all. And I understand people's issues and things that they've brought up. Number four, I don't think that it's a problem that people are saying something or speaking up about colorism or speaking up about this specifically. I do have an issue with people bullying this girl, okay? So I think people should use their voices, because that's how we have change, or we have things change or whatever. Maybe this, even though she's casted for Amari, maybe this conversation being brought up will make directors and make other creators in the future, when they get their book adapted, to look for darker complexion actors and actresses and fresh faces. So having the conversation is not the issue. Bullying is, okay? Bullying is the issue. But like I said, maybe this conversation will, you know, make people turn a new leaf and start looking for other actors and actresses and giving them opportunities. So there's nothing wrong with having this conversation. I would love to hear y'all opinion in the comment section below. Obviously, like I said, please don't be disrespectful. Like, whatever your opinion is, I hear it and I respect it. But please don't come up in my comments popping off, because it's my shit. And all I gotta do is click one button and that whole paragraph you wrote gonna disappear. Okay? But nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's any topics you want me to talk about during this month. I have my other 2 discussion videos that I'm going to be talking about, you know what I'm saying? But if there's anything else you would like me to bring up, please let me know in the comment section below. Let's talk about it in the comments. Let's keep it cute. That's the end of this video. Let me know if you made it to the end. If you did, please leave this emoji right here in the comment section below, so I know you made it to the end of the video. A special thank you to all my patrons. Obviously, you guys will be seeing this video first, so thank you for all of your support, and I will see you guys in the group chat. Always remember, read a book, keep your life interesting, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.
Oh, you ain't top off. Oh, you ain't Flintstones. Oh, you took a little roller off. Oh, you ain't big stones. Oh, you made 2 extra M's.